With Splint's Friends and Foes program,
You can call your friends all you want.
and we'll charge it to your foes.
It's that simple,
Whether it be your ex-wife or your boss, your abilities get paid for you.
By the people you hate the most. Give us a list of your friends and foes.
and we'll take care of the rest.
Splint, where you get revenge.
And savings at the same time.
Welcome back to Truth Quest. My name is Aaron Moriarity. I will be your host, and we're going on a quest for truth together. Here we are again, friends. Well, it's Wednesday, and I hope you're all having a good one and a good week as well. Coming up, we do this Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays because we're just downrange of strange, where the outrageous is contagious and the paranormal is the new normal. But after this Friday show, I'm going to be taking a little bit of a hiatus away from the show, going to visit my mother, and I will not be able to do a show for a while. Maybe that whole next week, we'll see. Yeah, that whole next week I won't be able to. During Christmas week, I will not be on the air, so don't be surprised. But we're here today, and that's the important thing. And I want to thank you all for being here. All you truth questers, you guys rock, and that's why I'm here. That's why I do this Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays when I can. And it's Wednesday today, and we've got one more show on Friday to do. So lots of chance to get together and do all kinds of fun stuff. Well, let's go over to Chatlandia and see who's over there chatting, shall we? Chatlandia. Crazy little place. And there is Weiss123. Why, that's Catherine Weiss. She's one of our Ultramods, and she says, "Hi, Aaron." And then she says, "I'll be over on YouTube tonight." And then Kathy also says, "Hi, Peggy." And then I said, "Hi, Kathy." And then Kathy says, "Hi, Aaron," over on YouTube. Then I said, "Hi, Kathy," on YouTube. And then I said, "Okay," on Rumble. Oh, and look who else is here. Why, it's Cap78 Pack. That's Peggy Dancer, another one of our Ultramods. "Hi, Aaron. I'm here now. LOL. Oh, awesome." Awesome. I'll have to say hi. Cap78 Pack. Exclamation points because my computer still work. My computer keyboard is still working. I guess I should say. And then look who else is here. Why, it's another one of our Ultramods, Mud Rabbit. Hey, Kathy. Hey, Aaron. Good to see you. She's got all kinds of animals that she takes care of, chickens and such. And yeah. And there's Cap78 Pack. She says, "Hi, Weiss123, Catherine." Isn't that nice? Oops. Oh, and then Mud Rabbit says, "One finger typing tonight. I'm lurking." Well, you're just like me. Well, I guess I do two fingers. So one finger per hand. That's me. That's the way I do it. And then Kathy says, "Hi, Mud Rabbit." And then Mud Rabbit says, "Hi, Aaron." I got to say hi to Mud Rabbit. Hi you got to do it differently over here. Mud. Let's see if it hooks it up. It did. Exclamation points. There it is. Oh, something just popped up. I think I've figured out how to do something else over there. Still not used to that whole YouTube thing, folks. When I was bumped out of there, I didn't even have a history anymore. They erased all my history. I couldn't like anything on YouTube, so I just didn't watch YouTube stuff. Oh, and look who else is here. Why, it's Skylark74. Greetings, fellow truth questers, he says. And I got to say hi to Skylark. Hi, Skylark. Keep your prayers going for Andrew DiBashago. Still waiting to hear back from him. And I hope to hear very soon. My. So let's see. Oh! Mud Rabbit says, I broke my arm Sunday. Well, that's not a very good thing to do. I hope that you're healing well. Oh my goodness. Broke your arm? Oh my gosh. And Kathy says, hi, Aaron. Oh, that's over on the portrait YouTube, the phone app version. Been lurking on Roku. Yeah, I've heard about Roku. I don't really have television, so I don't know any much about Roku. I guess people do it, talk about it. It's a way to hook up the internet to your TV or something like that. And then Kathy says, hi, Skylark74. I'm not very up on new stuff. I used to be all the time. Mud Rabbit says, happy birthday, Skylark. Yeah, it was his birthday last time. And Peggy Dancer's over there now on YouTube, and she says, hi, Catherine Weiss. Then I said, hi, Peggy, Cap 78 pack. And Kathy says, hi, Peggy. Oh, look who else is here, our good friend, Corbin Phoenix. What's good, Aaron? Everything's good, buddy. What's good with you? Excuse me. Gonna go see my my mom next week, so that'll be good. And then Cap 78 Pack says, hello, Skylark. Hope you had a great birthday, my friend. Yes, 71 is quite a landmark there. And then Skylark 74 says, hello, Catherine. Hello, Peggy. Hello, Mud Rabbit. Hello, Aaron. Look at that. He gets it all taken care of right there. And then Cap 78 Pack says, hi, Mud Rabbit on YouTube with a little heart. And I said, hi, Mud Rabbit. And then Catherine says, hi, Corbin Phoenix. Good to see you, buddy. Mud Rabbit. Cap 78 Pack says, Mud Rabbit, heart. Then I said, hi, Skylark. Am I going over these twice? And Kathy says, I hope you'll be all right tonight, Mud Rabbit. And then Mud Rabbit says, I'm splinted. Get the cast tomorrow. Oh, my. Is it your forearm or your, like from your elbow to your shoulder or from your elbow to your wrist? I guess it's 2 bones in your forearm. And then Peggy Dancer says, oh, no, Mud Rabbit, I hope you heal quickly and bones heal. Yes, let's hope. And Skylark says, that's awful news. I'm very sorry you injured your arm. Isn't that a sweet thing to say? And then Mud Rabbit says, Roku is the internet can get YouTube, Rumble, etc. on it. Okay. It's the internet on your TV, right? I think. I'm not sure. My TV is just only hooked to a DVD player. And with the grandkids, we watch a lot of the movies they want to watch, which isn't necessarily the movies I want to watch. I don't really want to watch movies really at all. And Skylark says, hello, Corbin Phoenix. And Peggy, Mud Rabbit says, I'm okay, Kathy. Thank you. Kathy says, I hope you heal very soon. And Mud Rabbit says, thank you. And then Cap 78 Pack says, hi, Corbin Phoenix. Look at nice, friendly chat. And Mud Rabbit says, hey, Peggy. How you like that? We got the best chatters. They're chatting it up over there in Chatlandia. And halfway between wrist and elbow, distal. Okay. Ouch. That sounds painful. You're probably up, cleaning the roof of the chicken coop or something. Maybe you're getting the chickens out of the trees. I knew chickens can fly up into trees. I've seen that myself. It was painful, she said. I bet. Yeah. Wow. Well, everybody be careful, okay? And if you fall or hurt, I fell on a paver. A paver. Is a paver like a cement block? Is that what a paver is? Paver. That was it. It was not a favor. It was a paver. That's too bad. That sounds cement. Yes. Okay. Cement. Yes. Ouch. Yeah. They should make. You know what? I think they should make like a rubberized cement, especially for like pools and stuff. Wouldn't it be nice if it was like rubberized? So hit your head in the pool and it's not going to like knock you out or something. I think they should do that. Well, let's, you know what? Well, where should we go first? Maybe we should go over to X first. That's what I think we should do. Let's go over to X and see what's happening over there, shall we? Oh, yeah. What's happening over on X marks the spot. And here we are. And I just saw this after I posted on the show on here. From the White House, 100% of the job creation has gone to American-born citizens. Look at that. Since February 2025, you can see it was really low over here. That was 2024. And then February 2024, November 24. Now it's February. Okay, so now it's going up during Trump. Well, it has to be because he's bringing in so much industry and a lot of people are hiring. The golden age is upon us. You hear about this? Trump is talking. He talked tonight, and this is one of the things he brought up. Let's see what he says here.
Because of tariffs, along with the just passed One Big Beautiful Bill, tonight I am also proud to announce that more than 1,450,000, think of this, 1,450,000 military service members will receive a special, we call Warrior Dividend before Christmas, a Warrior Dividend. In honor of our nation's founding in 1776, we are sending every soldier $1,776.
That's awesome.
Think of that. And the checks are already on the way. Nobody understood that one until about 30 minutes ago. We made a lot more money than anybody thought because of tariffs, and the bill helped us along. Nobody deserves it more than our military, and I say congratulations to everybody. And by the way, because of tariffs, along with the just passed One Big Beautiful Bill, tonight I am also proud to announce that more than 1,000.
What do you think about that? $1,776 for like a lot of military people. That's incredible. Merry Christmas. Wow. That's pretty cool. There's our show. Look at that. Those, of course, are sprites. They still don't know how the heck those are formed in the skies. It's a very odd looking, alien looking, if you will, phenomenon, but it's obviously some electrical discharge in the atmosphere. But look at how much it looks like roots. So I think, everything natural looks like other natural things. Even something lighting up the sky is reminiscent of roots of a plant, because I think it's all connected. We're all connected. And that's what it is. It is. It is what it is, and it isn't what it isn't. Just remember that. Oh, breaking! The U.S. House has just passed legislation to criminalize transgender surgeries, hormones, and treatments for minors. 216 to 211. Oh, that's good. That's good. Now, will it get past the Senate now? Let's hope that it does, and burn that into law there. Right? Oh, and look at the engineering is the closest thing. Curiosity. Here's the Tesla SpaceX.
There's two. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Wow. Isn't that cool? Oh, and Skylark says the ground has electric charge and the Earth's atmosphere has electric charge, and the atmosphere between serve as an insulator. So the Earth is a sphere-in-sphere capacitor. Yes, well, that's an excellent explanation. And look what happened. Peggy Dancer just donated $20. She says, Merry Christmas, Aaron, and thank you for all you do for us. Oh, thank you for all you do for us, for me. My goodness, you're the Ultramod. Our Ultramods are the best, let me just tell you. I'm going to take a screenshot of that because I can't get that up on my deal. So we're going to get that up. And indeed, Skylark. And I'm going to now take that off of there and get that up onto the screen. Adjust it. There we go. And now we gotta do this little thing here. So many steps. You just gotta do it their own little way. Here it is. Merry Christmas, Aaron, and thank you for all you do for us. From Cap 78 Pack, that's Peggy Dancer. Thank you very much, Peggy. That's awesome. I really appreciate that. And then Skylark says, every now and then that capacitor leaks, hence we have sprites and other electrical discharge phenomena. Yeah, I heard someone else explain that the atmosphere is much like the Earth, and the atmosphere is much like the old tube on the TV tubes, the picture tube. That the Earth's atmosphere is sort of like a TV picture tube. It's leaking a lot lately. And you explain it so well, says Peggy Dancer to Skylark. Yes, well, thank you very much, Peggy. That's awesome. Thank you very, very much. And Merry Christmas, everybody. Wow. Well, let's go back over to X and see what else is cooking up over here. There's those sprites again, one of the most mysterious weather phenomena on Earth. Meet the sprites. Well, you should meet Skylark 74 because he could tell you all about it. But look how strange those look. They look, I mean, is it going to do that? Look at that. Look at that. Look like tiki torches in the sky with roots. Wow. If they could just get a little lower and plant themselves in the dirt, what kind of tree would that make? A little lit up tree? Wouldn't that be cool? That's pretty darn cool. Too cool for school, you might even say. Here's another thing that's too cool for school. From Gonzalo Chavez, my guess for 2026 is that citizen-led disclosure will play a larger role with the tridactyl corpses becoming a more central part of the disclosure conversation. Well, I don't think we can go right ahead and say that these are aliens. I mean, we're constantly finding new forms of life we never even knew existed on this planet, whether they be still alive or not. They were obviously very advanced. They had metal implants in their bodies. It looked like it was doing healing stuff. And very osmium and some copper alloys. Very strange. Very interesting. And, the humanoid looking ones are less interesting to me. I'm more interested in these kind of ET looking or very, very strange looking reptilian type creature with the eggs in them. And they don't have two bones in their forearm. They just have one single bone. Yeah, very simple creature, but definitely alive at one time. Definitely alive at one time. See the eggs in the abdomen there? Look at that. And the human ones with 3 toes and 3 fingers. It's interesting. Not as interesting to me as these more alien looking. And that's not to say that they are alien. They could be, maybe not. Who knows? Nobody knows. Oh, and look who's here. It's Operation Shutdown. Very strange. In fact, just downrange of strange. That's right. It sure is. Good to see you, buddy. Hi, Operation Shutdown. Let's see. Hi at up. Operation Shutdown. Okay. La 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 la. And Mud Rabbit says, "Hey, op shut." Operation Shutdown says, "Hello at Mud Rabbit." And then a Cap 78 pack says, "Prayers being said for Andrew Bashago every day. Get well, Andy. We need you." Yes, we do. We do. He didn't like people to have pity on him for being in dialysis 3 days a week. But boy, that can take a lot out of you. It's a tough road to hoe. I'm telling you. And then Kathy says, "Hi, Operation Shutdown." And Mud Rabbit says, "Good to see you always." Corbin Phoenix says, "Hey, guys." He must be on the other one. I don't have that up. Hey, Corbin. Why wouldn't that work? Okay. And then Mud Rabbit says, "Hey, Corbin. Something's going wonky here." Operation Shutdown says, "Hello, Kathy." And then I said, "Hi, Operation Shutdown." And Peggy Dancer says, "Hi, Operation Shutdown." And Operation Shutdown says, "Hello, Aaron." And the flag. Thank you. And Kathy puts this out. Thanks, Kathy. Please like and share this video with your friends, family, and social media. Hit the old thumbs up as well. Helps the algorithm, the algo beat, and the algo melody. Thank you, Kathy, for putting that out there. Then Operation Shutdown says, hello, Biggie Dancer. And we're all caught up on that. How do you like them apples? All right. Well, let's get back to this. Look at this. What to do when you're in a tornado. Yeah, well, a tornado's coming. Check this out. Would you do this?
Get up under the girders. Is that where you want to go? Yes. Underneath the girders. Keep rolling, Ted. It's coming at us. Shove yourself right up underneath them and hang on to them. Okay. Hang on to the girders. It sounded like a freight train just passed right on top of us. People very upset. It was a tremendous rush. Flying debris everywhere. It's okay. It's over. Get up under the girders. Is that where you want to go? Yes.
That was actually probably the smartest thing to do. That way they were not in the open. They got some sort of shelter. I mean, obviously, if the bridge would have collapsed, it might have been a disastrous place to be. But I think all in all, I think that's probably it says one of the dumbest things. Well, look where they were. Where else are they going to go? Where else is there shelter? There isn't. What, just lie on the ground and hopefully it doesn't suck you up? I think they did the right thing there. And Trump confirms Dan Bongino's heading out.
Oh, Dan did a great job. I think he wants to go back to his show. Yeah, I do.
He missed his wife. That was the biggest thing. He missed his wife, and he was making $4 or $5 million in his podcast. And he went, I think he got like 176,000 or 200 and some thousand, a lot less than what he was making. But yeah, he was making $4 to $5 million a year on his podcast. That's interesting because that $5 million, that's more than I make in a week. That's more than I make in a week. How do you like that? Ba-doom-pa, maybe. Dear Dan Bongino from MAGA Voice, thank you for your service and great job you did at the FBI. We have your back. You know, I think he really wanted to get that pipe bomber. You know, he really, because he talked about that a lot in his podcast. He goes, they have all the evidence there. And they had to kick the people off and get new people on, but they did solve it. I believe that they did. So, and he really missed his wife, you know. So, God bless him. Mel Blanc was most likely the voice behind your favorite childhood animated character. Let's hear this little montage of the great Mel Blanc.
Show me a picture, a still picture of the character. Then they show me what they call a storyboard, what is going to happen in the cartoon. From this, I have to create a voice.
Oh, I saw a pretty cat. I did see a pretty cat.
And that pretty cat was probably Sylvester.
Oh, fluffer and fucking touch you, buddy. Oh, putty tat.
Then there was Daffy Duck.
Oh, Daffy is sort of a crazy little bird that says that Bugs Bunny is despicable.
Roadrunner I loved always.
Oh, all Roadrunner says is meat, 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 meat.
And then another chicken from the South, no doubt, Foghorn Leghorn.
Pay attention, Gene. You know what? A foghorn, you looking for chicken? See that little house says D-O-G? That spells chicken. Go get them, boy.
And Speedy Gonzales.
Oh, Speedy Gonzales, fresh muscle Mexico. That is when can't give to the mice. I think to fast too. Andale.
Who didn't love Yosemite Sam?
Yosemite Sam's one of my favorites, too. Shoots gumdrops.
Everybody's laughing in the studio because you're wonderful.
Thank you.
Pepe Le Pew.
Oh, the little French skunk. It chase the pussycat and catch it and kiss her.
Elmer Fudd.
Oh, well, I'm looking for rabbits.
And the rabbit he was looking for was the most famous of all characters, Bugs Bunny.
Hey, thanks very much, Doc. I'm glad you like him, too.
And Porky Pig.
Yeah, but Porky Pig is a very timid little hog.
It's brilliant. Brilliant. Can you believe he did all those voices? What a treasure he was. Here's another treasure. This TV show invited people with unusual laughs to sit together. Yeah, I think we've seen one version of this before, but check this out.
Ja, dati. Saus niya. Dami tiyak niya. Yeah, dati. Saus.
So that should be everyone's goal here, to get on that show, to have such an unusual laugh that they actually bring you on the show. It looks like Operation Shutdown likes that one. Yeah, that's pretty good. Historic videos. What's this? Down goes Fannie. Oh, Fannie Willis. Let's see.
We've been calling for this state senate to investigate and defund Fannie Willis. Well, now it's finally started. She showed up, and most of her answers revolved some kind of crazy race theory that she's come up with. We learned that her value politically has went up nearly $600 million, and she's keeping track of this throughout the entire time she was going after President Trump and the 18 others. What we learned today was absolutely astonishing, ridiculous, and now let's get to some accountability here in the Georgia State Senate. Thanks for keeping me in the fight. We'll be in touch. Hey,
accountability is the word of the year. Hear about this? Dapper detective. Imagine that, says Cat Turd. Rodney Chapman is in charge of public safety at Brown University. Oh, imagine that. Hired in 2021 to address bias in policing. Whoa. A supporter of BLM, Biden loves minors, and DEI, didn't earn it. Two unions unanimously issued no confidence votes this year on Chapman for lawlessness. Yeah, he's not a good guy. How do rocket engine nozzles survive exhaust gases hotter than 3,000 degrees Celsius? Well, here's how. Check this out.
Why can a rocket engine nozzle survive heat hotter than 5,400 degrees Fahrenheit? Think about it. At that temperature, even diamond would melt away. So how does the nozzle stay intact? Most people assume it's made of some super strong nickel-based alloy. But even those alloys can't stand up to plasma flames reaching 3,000 degrees Celsius. The real secret lies in something called regenerative cooling. The nozzle wall is filled with hundreds of tiny channels. Through them flows liquid hydrogen or liquid oxygen. So cold, it's around minus 400 degrees Fahrenheit. When the engine fires up, that icy fuel loops around the nozzle first, absorbing heat while preheating itself. This clever trick keeps the metal from melting and turns the coolant into warm gas, which then feeds right back into the combustion chamber as fuel. Take SpaceX's Raptor engine, for example. Its nozzle uses a dual-layer copper niobium structure and precision 3D printed cooling channels so that every drop of liquid hydrogen carries heat away exactly where needed. That's the beauty of aerospace engineering.
Wow. Fascinating. Look at this hummingbird. Listen to it. Wow. I could watch this all day. And Skylark says the German scientists developed regenerative cooling for liquid rocket motors just before WW2. Oh, interesting. And Mud Rabbit says, I have hummingbirds in my papaya trees. Oh, please pass the papaya. That's so cool. You have papaya trees. Wow, you lucky ducky. Isn't that thing cool? Look at his head just flexes as he's sipping that stuff. Wow. What a steady flyer they are. They are such interesting flyers. Look at those things. Man, too fascinating. I could watch it all night. And from hour 1, 0 hour 1, I have no idea why they are scrubbing all his profiles. Weird, though. It's already public information. He was all over the news about Free Palestine. This is the person that a lot of people think was the person who shot that Republican leader, that woman at Brown University. And it's just despicable. And of course, he's in a liberal area where they tend to look the other way when anyone, he, she, they, or whatever pronouns, does something illegal. And it's disgusting. That needs to be handled rapidly and get him in jail because I think that's him. Tim Walls, Defiant L's, still funny. Tim Walls, the richest man in the world, is sitting at the Resolute desk about to defund your public school. Trump should stop him, Elon Musk. What's your name again? I forgot. That's right there. Good one, Elon. There he is. Yeah. Here he is, the shooter, and this guy is at some rally. It looks like the same person to me, doesn't it?
Standard is pretty low. If we thought it was at all helpful, we would have and will release it.
Oh, yeah, right. Mustafa. Yeah, he's currently unavailable. He scrubbed his own and had his name scrubbed off of all their Browns websites. Disgusting. Disgusting. LOL, she lied. Breaking, it looks like Representative Ilhan Omar is in hot water again. She falsely claimed her son was pulled over by ICE agents after a Target run. And she was lying. There's no record of that. Liar, liar, pants on fire. Here's the comparison. Looks like the same dude to me. Well, I don't have a whole lot of faith in the liberal controlled policing of this whole event. Yeah, it's disgraceful. Disgraceful. First time singing Willow Tree at Christmas. Look at this. Isn't this beautiful? Look at that. Wow. Wasn't this beautiful? Look at that. So cool. Pamsy now, why are police and FBI hiding this info? If true, this Palestine lover better get examined. Let's listen to what this guy says.
You guys see the look of shock on my face? Yeah, it's not there. This is Mustafa Karbosh that's apparently the suspect in the Brown University shooting. This is the piece of trash that took out Ella Cook. Ella Cook was the head of the Republican Party at Brown University, a very liberal school. Now, Officer Tatum's reporting that he was on the Brown University website. Apparently, he was part of the Office for Middle East Studies. And guess what? They scrubbed him pretty quick off that website. Laura Loomer's reporting that other media outlets said he actually shouted this before he opened fire. Shocker.
The suspect yelled, life has been reported in this. Listen, like my heart goes out to the victims. It goes out to the families.
We're really sitting back and seeing another young conservative, a prominent conservative in this country, have their voice taken by a far radical leftist Islamist jihadist. That's really where we're going. Something's got to change, guys. I don't know what to tell you, but you need to wake up out of the little coma that you're in. Leftists, I don't know why you would ever want this to be a thing, but you've lost all sense of humanity if you believe that this woman right here should have been taken by that guy because he was a pro-Palestinian. Get fucking real. Whereas for Ella Cook and her family, it's tragic, but we need accountability. And if this really is the suspect, maximum penalty.
I agree. And look at this. Look at this pen you want to get. You're a SpaceX fan. You're going to want this little pen here. It's a SpaceX pen. The Starship is definitely my favorite. So the Starship's coming. And I don't know why it's doing this. Well, you tilt it up and the rocket comes down into the arms of the thing. It just comes straight down. So it's not working. The biggest space news of 2025. She runs them down right here in under 2 minutes. Let's take a listen.
These are the most insane outer space discoveries of 2025. Those two astronauts that spent way longer in space than they were supposed to because their spacecraft malfunctioned switched to a new mission and returned home safely on a SpaceX capsule. After a supermassive black hole ripped apart an absolutely massive star, scientists saw the largest black hole flare ever, 30 times brighter than any we've ever seen before. Scientists tracked a newly discovered asteroid the size of a 15-story building called 2024 YR4 and determined that it has about a 4% chance of impacting the moon in 2032. The James Webb Space Telescope discovered its first planet by directly imaging it. JWST also looked at Uranus and discovered a new moon that nobody had ever seen before. The new Euclid Space Telescope, which can go much faster and look at an area more than 100 times JWST, saw 26 million galaxies in 1 week. The Mars Perseverance rover found weird markings on a rock on Mars. Scientists think that this could have been caused by ancient microbial life. This is probably the best evidence we've ever had for life outside of Earth. Currently traveling through our solar system is the third interstellar object to ever be discovered here. 3i Atlas has some incredibly cool properties that initially sparked some alien rumors, but seems to just be a really fascinating interstellar comet. And the biggest space news of the year, we got the first data from the new Vera Rubin Observatory. Using the largest digital camera ever built, in only 10 hours, it discovered over 2,000 asteroids in our solar system, and 7 of them were near Earth. In one night, it saw 10 million galaxies, and over the next 10 years, it will image the entire southern sky, which will eventually create an ultra-wide, ultra-high definition time-lapse of space. Technology is only getting better, so I can't wait to see what 2026 brings.
Yes, let's, well, we'll be finding out, won't we? Just in, House passes GOP healthcare bill 213 to 209 allows Americans to band together in groups for cheaper insurance premiums. Real savings without extending Democrats' massive ACA, Affordable Care Act, Obamacare, subsidies to big insurance giants. Yeah, it's just a cash grab for the big insurance companies. I don't know if this is any better. Would the money go to the people? What about savings accounts? Can they do that? Doesn't sound exactly like what Trump was saying. Tomorrow night will be big. I will tell it like it is. I did not see that tonight. I was getting busy getting ready for the show. So Tulsi Gabbard just dropped stunning accusation. Let's listen to it.
The seriousness of, again, the implications and the consequences of these actions that were taken demand accountability. The American people not only deserve the truth and accountability, when we look at the future of our country as a democratic republic and the American people's ability to have faith that when they go and cast a vote at the ballot box, that the will of the people will be respected by those in government, whether they be Democrats or Republicans. This is literally what is at stake here. So we are referring all of our documents to the Department of Justice for the purpose of accountability and action. No one, no matter who they are, no matter how high up they are or how powerful they may be, no matter who the intelligence officials or professionals were who were a part of this treasonous conspiracy, there must be accountability. The truth must be shown to the American people in order to ensure that there is this faith and trust and integrity in our democratic republic for the sake of the future of our country. I'm not a lawyer. We're referring all of this to the Department of Justice. I know that Attorney General Pam Bondi is committed to bringing about justice to those who have broken the law. And in this case, again, what these documents detail, to me, in my view, cannot be explained as anything but a treasonous conspiracy. This is not so different from what we saw under George W. Bush, when we saw that manufactured intelligence claiming there were weapons of mass destruction in Iraq that kicked off a war that changed our country, that changed the lives of so many people like myself who went and served in those wars. The implications of manufactured intelligence are real. I would even say that what we are seeing here has an even greater impact than what we've seen in the past, because it speaks again to the foundation of our Constitution and our democratic republic, which is why accountability is so critical.
Yes, accountability needs to happen. Look at this. Construction of the giant snowman in Harbin, China. Part of the annual Ice and Snow Festival. Look at this. First, they build up the snow. And look at this. Look at that. Wow. That's nice. That's fabulous. Incredible. A lot of work. Oh, did you see this? Look at Trump just got his hair done. Looks a little bit different.
What they've done to me. Look at this. Can you believe it? They made me. I went to the salon to get my hair done, and look how pretty I look. I look fantastic. They say I look like Ric Flair. I don't think I look like Ric Flair. Flair looks like me. He copied my style. I would love to take him into the ring and really beat the shit out of that guy for stealing my style. But it's so beautiful. Look at this, huh? Can you believe it? Look at that. Look at that coif. People say this is fake hair. I think it's no, they're just jealous. Very jealous. You got jealous people around. Because my hair grows very fast. A lot of doctors, I get hair doctors. You know what hair doctors are? Yes, they're hairologists. Hairologists. And they say my follicles are so amazing. I have very strong follicles, follicular. You know what those are? Billions and billions and billions and billions and billions of follicles. That's what I have. And that's my hair. See my eyebrows. Look at this. That's what I do when I grab the pussy. And it's so bad. Anyway, that's what I do. Very sexy. One of the sexiest presidents I've ever been. They say John Kennedy. Fuck John Kennedy. Look at me. Look at Robert Kennedy Jr. He's a piece of shit. He can't talk. How could he be sexy? But me, I'm so beautiful. Even my sons are not as good looking as me. I hate my sons. They're corny. They're so no swag. They're pieces of shit. They're afraid of me. This is great. This is so fantastic. I look so beautiful. So handsome, aren't you? Woo, you're so handsome. Look at my skin. It's so beautiful. Black doesn't crack, does it? It doesn't. It never
doesn't crack.
It doesn't.
It's awesome. He's pretty good, actually. He has a pretty good voice, too. James O'Keefe, fact check, true, Babylon B. James O'Keefe goes deep undercover by parting his hair on the other side. Of course, his disguises are always, he looks just like himself, and he always fools them. It's so funny. I don't know why the left doesn't promote what he looks like more, but it's good that they don't, because he keeps getting them. So funny. Wow. Breaking at 12:42 a.m., President Trump called out Brown University for barely having any cameras. They need to be held accountable. Yes, this is unacceptable. I agree. Why did Brown University have so few security cameras? Well, they probably checked the security cameras and they showed some racist stuff, so they had to get it off of there and erase it before anyone found out the truth, right? That's right. And did you hear this? Now, this is something he talked about on the campaign trail. He's talking about executive order to take the migrant shelters and use them for veterans and all the money. But look at this. It's a bug. It's not a leaf. It's a bug. Look at that. Looks like a leaf. Now it's a bug. Isn't that cool? I like that.
Well, Harmeet, thank you very much. Harmeet Dillon is here. And she sues the ass off of anybody that is anti-Semitic. She's doing a lot of them right now. Harvard wished they never heard her name, right? They're going to pay a lot of money, right, Harmeet? We're going to pay a lot of money. Sid, Harmeet, thank you very much. Harmeet Dillon is here. And she sues the ass.
There you go. And look at this. The tilt shift photography makes real life scenes look like tiny toys. A tiny toy town. Look at these are real equipment. Looks like a toy, doesn't it? Look at that. Look at this. Oh, that was Kathy. She must have seen me take it off the screen. Isn't that wild looking? You can see the people. Those are real people. Looks like it speeded up a little bit too. Very cool. President Trump just revealed he defeated the lawsuit that tried to block construction of his privately funded $400 million White House ballroom. That's right. He did it. He keeps winning, 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 winning. Unreasonable search and seizure. Say that 5 times fast. That was the FBI's criminal raid on Mar-a-Lago. This can never be allowed to happen again, President DJT. Yes, they found documentation that proves that there was not sufficient evidence to go forward with a search. So it was all, but Biden said, go for it. So it's all on Biden. I really hope he sees some sort of, oh, which way does the toilet paper roll go, A or B? And I say A if you have a cat, because then if the cat spins it, it's not going to go all over the floor. B if you want the cat to be wasting all your toilet paper. Or else during homecoming, you just throw it up into a tree, right? Actually, I like A better, but when my toilet paper roll goes empty, I just put another one on. I don't even pay attention to which way it's rolling. I just live with it till the next time. And you know, I think we obsess about things that we don't really need to obsess too much about. So there you go. That's my opinion there. There you go. The great debate. And Cat Turd, heartbreaking. Mike Netter, please join us in remembering Ella Cook, the vice president of the College Republicans at Brown University. She was a Christian who was the leader of the Republican Party at Brown University. Isn't that sad? Look at her. My goodness. Oh my, just so sad. So incredibly sad. Oh my goodness. We need to get all of these Palestinian Islamist extremists out of the country. You know, the ones that Sleepy, Creepy, Crooked Joe let in.
Yesterday, we had the FBI director on this show, and he said to us, more accountability is coming. And he said it could come with Antifa. It could come with big public officials. Well, tonight, 3 separate indictments have been unleashed in the last hour. Let me walk you through them. The first is a former national security advisor, John Bolton. 18 felonies accusing President Trump's former national security advisor, the man who turned against the president, of mishandling classified information. Thousands of pages, the government alleges, were sent by John Bolton to 2 relatives who lived in his home, giving secret information from his daily doings at the White House. Some of that information was classified. Other documents taken home or to his office were marked classified. Highly sensitive, top secret, at the compartmentalized level is what the indictment says. This is a very serious national security indictment. In fact, one of the most sweeping I've seen in a long time.
That's good. Let's get it going. 18 indictments. Oh, and look, Razor first. So Kerry Lake is the rightful governor of Arizona. In case there were any ambiguity, say that 5 times fast on this point. Yes, there was over like 1 million fake votes they found, right? Reports from Arizona Republican Party reveal 500,000 to 1.3 million unauthorized voters on Arizona's voter registry. Imagine that. Now that's how the unpopular left keeps winning. That's it. It's right there in front of you. Breaking, Donald Trump just called out Alvin Bragg. He should be in jail for election interference. He should. He should. The sickness is deep. Breaking, nearly every Democrat voted against a bill to prevent migrant children from being placed with sponsors who have criminal histories. Why would they vote against that? Because they're criminals. That's why. There's Ann Vandersteel talking about what Trump was going to say today. Oh, here's Phil Schneider. Let's listen to Phil. He's had some words of wisdom from a long time ago.
I'm going to casually mention to you something that's very scary indeed, and tell you what the alien agenda is. And it's going to sound very familiar. The alien agenda is the complete takeover of this planet, the killing off of 5, 6 to 7 eighths of the world's population by the year 2029. U.S. military has known about this for 45 years. They've told no one. As far as I know, I'm the only person standing before a crowd talking about the alien agenda, secretively. Okay. Back in 1954, I'll give you a quick overview. There was the created 1954 treaty where Eisenhower signed a pact with the known alien species of the time. There were 3 at the time. And said that we're going to deal in high technology, but you can take a few head of cattle and a few human beings and you can experiment on them. It's unthinkable. It's stuff straight out of the Nazi death camps, and I'm kidding you not. It's plain BS, and it's got to stop. Now, the created 1954 treaty had been violated. After the great firefight, the alien-human war, I am the only living survivor talking about it worldwide at all. Only one. The other 2 are in nursing homes in Canada, and the Canadian government refuses to allow any U.S. people, including myself, to talk to them because they are afraid of kidnapping. Probably the reason I got shot to pieces and 11 attempts on my life is I am a direct threat to the entire system. The New World Order, the alien agenda is one and the same. It's world takeover and the decimation of the population of this planet. Now, I'm going to tell you something a little bit different about the alien species. The bad news ones, there are 9 races of alien populations to look at a human being as a bag of food. They're not cannibals. They don't eat the flesh and the bones and all that kind of stuff. They use the glandular secretions of animals and human beings as a mixture of the vitamins for their food. They get high off of our adrenal gland substances called adrenal chrome. It's something like cocaine to them. Now, what can we do about it? Right now, if we do nothing, we can do nothing about it, and it'll continue to go on. Basically, we'll be led in the dark, and you'll keep seeing more and more people disappear. Right now, there's 100,000 children totally unaccountable through FBI archives, cannot be traced anywhere. They haven't been murdered. Nobody's ever seen them. I think they're hauled underneath in some of these bases, and they are summarily done away with, and they are literally eaten. Now, that is a scary thing indeed. And I'm not asking you to believe me in toto. I am asking you to seriously do enough homework that you can go out in through the public record, through the congressional records, find out who's voting for what, and go from there. Do your own program, do your own agenda, and do your own speaking out. And if enough of us do this, there is some saving grace. However, we don't have a whole heap of time left. Technological governments on this planet are raping the planet. We're going to run out of everything that we need. We're going to pollute everything in sight in the better part of 20 years. Now, I know you've heard some poppycock stories. Oh, we're going to run out of coal. We're going to run out of gasoline. We're going to run out of this, that, and the other in 25 and 30 years ago. You heard all this hogwash. Well, don't believe it. Basically, anything you read in a paper, you should take with a grain of salt of the article. Ask yourself, what's missing in this article that I should know? Maybe that's the truth. Fill in the blank spots, so to speak. White copy is only one leg of the triangle. There are two other legs, two other pieces of the puzzle. What we have to do as a group of people, concerned people at that, and this group seems to be quite that, is we have to assert ourselves in a way that we've never thought possible. Now, I'm not asking you to do what I'm doing. I'm telling you, what I'm doing is very important. Every one of you is equally important. You wouldn't be in this room otherwise. You know, all these other people out here that didn't come to the lecture, they really don't want to hear it. Yesterday I heard a fellow who says, I'm sorry to say I belong to this military organization, that militant organization. I don't believe in the alien question. There's no proof of it. And so I show him an artifact, and he says, well, that's nice, and that could be lead. Well, I happen to know this isn't lead. It scratches diamond, and it's harder than that. Here's a sapphire that I found. When we blew a mountain apart, all these sapphires fell out. And sapphire has a hardness of 9 right next to the hardness of a diamond. This thing scratches the heck out of it. Just tear it apart. I'll tell you something. This technology is fine and dandy. At the risk of the human race, at the risk of one human life, it is totally worthless. We have to. The one beautiful thing about the United States of America is we value a human person's life. The minute we lose it, we are dead meat. It is tantamount that we get back to constitutional law, and for our officials not to believe in it or obey it. First of all, for a politician to say, well, I believe in the U.S. Constitution, but I believe in gun control. You can't be a master of two houses. It don't work. What you must do is tell that politician you are disobeying the Constitution of the United States that you're sworn to uphold, and you are in treason territory. Think about what you have said. You have 30 days to make that apology. If you do not make that apology, you are a treasonous individual and should be prosecuted. Now, there's a few other things I want to run by you, and they're kind of in rapid fire order. Area 51 is only one base, one of the 131 bases. Of these 131 bases, I call Area 51 a mega base. It's got more than one base in it. It's Tonopah Test Range, Area 51, S2, S4, Groom Lake, and a host of others. Now, these mega bases are gobbling up our gross national product. Right now, we're spending 28% of the gross national product on building underground bases solely. That doesn't count for the defense budget. That doesn't count for the spare parts budget. Doesn't count for any of that at all. And the black budget is dead wrong. It sidesteps the United States Congress and its Constitution of its people and says you're a bunch of morons, you don't need to know. Well, a need-to-know basis is an executive order written during the Eisenhower era right after the Greada 1954 treaty and is treasonous and illegal in this country and should be overturned and abolished. Now, I believe in military preparedness. I believe in military secrecy to some extent. Because there's always going to be spies out there, and there are always going to be people that want your hunk of territory, your house, or your ground, maybe even a country like that. Most of us remember what this crazy person in Russia, Zhirinovsky, had to say. We want Alaska back. Well, baby, you're not going to get Alaska back without a horrendous fight. Alaska is my land. I was born here in these United States. I have risked my life and limb for these.
Yes, way too many whistleblowers like Phil Plus were murdered for trying to tell the truth. Yes, very sad. He was a great guy. Remember, turn your computer off before midnight on 12/31/1999. Remember that? Y2K. I knew that was such a joke when they were trying to pull that. And the thing that boggled my mind about that was it was only on Microsoft computers, PCs like Dell's and stuff that ran Microsoft. It did not affect Apple. Apple should have advertised that their machines aren't affected by this. Get an Apple instead, since you're changing computers. But they didn't. That was a huge opportunity that they missed, and I don't know how they could have missed that. Supreme Court's ruling regarding concealed carry is a strong step forward to upholding the Second Amendment.
A strong step forward towards upholding the Second Amendment rights of law-abiding Americans to defend ourselves. This one hit close to home because about 10 years ago, there was a credible threat against my life by a guy who knew where I lived, who knew where I worked, who knew where to find me, how to find me, and he wanted to kill me. He made threats to kill me by cutting off my head. At that time, I made an informal inquiry with a high-level leader in the Honolulu Police Department just to find out, hypothetically, whether or not if I applied for a concealed carry permit, would it actually be approved, given there was a very clear need. There was a very direct threat on my life. To his credit, he told me the truth, and he said no. Like New York and Hawaii, even though there is a process to apply for a concealed carry license saying you've got to prove that you need it, very rarely, if ever, are those applications granted, again, even if you show evidence of a compelling need. So in my situation, because of this very restrictive law and how it was interpreted and executed, I couldn't defend myself. After I got elected to Congress, the Capitol Police deemed the threat serious enough to provide me with a security detail until this guy was caught. When he was apprehended, he was charged with terroristic threatening, and he ended up serving time in a federal prison. But the reality is that if I were not in Congress, if I didn't have that quote unquote luxury of the Capitol Police to protect me, I would not have been able to defend myself because of Hawaii's restrictive laws, and who knows what might have happened. These kinds of restrictive laws are put in place by politicians who don't like or don't respect the Second Amendment. And so the way they work around it is to enact highly restrictive gun laws that basically on a practical level end up taking away our rights.
Yeah, shall not be infringed, it says very clearly. Oh, yeah, this is it. Chuck Grassley received shocking new docs today from DOJ FBI showing FBI did not believe it had probable cause to raid President Trump's Mar-a-Lago home, but Biden DOJ pushed for it anyway. It's just despicable what they've done. Listen to this girl singing two controlled notes at the same time. Listen to this.
Overtone singing is a voice technique where one person sings two notes at the same time. So this was the overtone scale on one fundamental. Overtone singing is a voice technique.
Isn't that bizarre? Wow. Oh, this is good. Listen to this.
And that is the interviews that White House Chief of Staff Susie Wiles gave to Vanity Fair, in which she's quoted as referring to you as, excuse me, and again, not my words, sir, but a conspiracy theorist of a decade, and described your transformation from someone who once opposed President Trump to now his vice president as an act of political expediency. And I'd like to give you the chance to respond to that, sir.
Well, first of all, if Susie, I'll trust what you said. I haven't looked at the article. I of course have heard about it, but conspiracy theorist. Sometimes I am a conspiracy theorist, but I only believe in the conspiracy theories that are true. And by the way, Susie and I have joked in private and in public about that for a long time. For example, I believed in the crazy conspiracy theory back in 2020 that it was stupid to mask 3-year-olds at the height of the COVID pandemic, that we should actually let them develop some language skills. You know, I believed in this crazy conspiracy theory that the media and the government were covering up the fact that Joe Biden was clearly unable to do the job. And I believed in the conspiracy theory that Joe Biden was trying to throw his political opponents in jail rather than win an argument against his political opponents. So, at least on some of these conspiracy theories, it turns out that a conspiracy theory is just something that was true 6 months before the media admitted it. And that's my understanding.
Yes. Oh, Mount St. Helens. Remember when this happened in 1980? I remember this.
Northwest A7 HG&P, W7 WFP. Oh, now we've got an eruption down here. Now we got a big slide coming off. The slide is coming off of the west slope. Now we got a whole big eruption out of the crater. And we got another open up on the west side. The whole west side, northwest side is right down.
Look at that. Yeah, it was all over the news back then. Oh, and did Cat Turds has a smiley face. Breaking: Marjorie Taylor Greene is now engaged to Real America Voice personality Brian Glenn. And, you know, he used to be with RSBN, and now I guess he's with Voice of America, Real America Voice. But look at this guy. I think he looks a lot like the lion from The Wizard of Oz, doesn't he? You know, the one that needed courage. I think he looks he might even be related to that actor. I don't know. But I think he looks a lot like him. He could, for Halloween, he could pull it off for sure. Definitely. Well, good for you, Marjorie Taylor Greene. Maybe that'll help you a little bit. Get a little stability. Here is one of the most intriguing findings in Maria, the tridactyl, was the presence of a possible metallic object embedded within the bone. And they don't have doesn't show any way that it was actually inserted. So these people were mystical in the way that they put metal into the bodies in bones. Very fascinating. And they can tell so much. Modern technology, look at this. It's like the thing was just alive or something. Amazing. Amazing. Well, I think we're going to go over very quickly to, oh, wait a minute. This is one good thing. All day astronomy news. Bermuda's waters are hiding a mysterious giant structure that's unlike anything else on Earth, scientists report. Well, I'd like to know more about that. That's all they really said. And there's our last show. So we're heading on back. So there you go. X is done. Now we're going to go check out the land of Zuckers for a very brief time and check that whole thing out. Here we are, the land of Zuckers, Facebook. There's our show with sprites, very magical looking thing. And Dan Bongino, I'll be leaving my position at the FBI in January. I want to thank President Trump, AG Bondi, and Director Patel for the opportunity to serve with purpose. Most importantly, I want to thank you, my fellow Americans, for the privilege to serve you. That's awesome. God bless America and all those who defend her. He's a stand-up guy. And did you see this? Trump added a little blurbs under each picture in the Hall of Fame of presidents here. And let's listen. Oh, it's too small to read. Oh, darn it. Just calls him divisive, and it's just hilarious. Let's see. Sleepy Joe Biden was by far the worst president in American history. The Trump commentary. He should make an executive order that says no one can remove these plaques. They have to stay exactly how they are. Oh, he's constantly trolling, and I love it. That's what I voted for. Historically, the two largest destroyers of life have been Islam and communism. The Democrats have embraced two of the deadliest ideologies in history. And they still can't get elected. Gee, I wonder why. Thanks, Joey Bag of Donuts. I think we played this before, but it's too good. We'll watch it again.
The word liberal as an acronym, lacking in basic education, reasoning, and logic. Liberal. The word liberal as an acronym, lacking in basic education, reasoning, and logic. Liberal.
I love that ending. Liberal. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What happened? There we go. There we go. Oops. Wait a minute. Oh, geez, Louise. Now we got to go back. Oh, we weren't too far yet, were we? Nope, there it is. All right. And did you see this? This Steven Spielberg's movie drops the same day 3i Atlas arrives. Check it out, part 1.
5 days ago, a billboard appeared in Times Square. No title.
Buffering. We are...
No explanation.
Buffering.
Just an upside-down eye staring through a silhouette, and 4 words that sent shockwaves through every corner of the internet. All will be disclosed.
Buffering. Buffering. Here we go, buffering.
Steven Spielberg, the man who gave us Close Encounters of the Third Kind nearly 50 years ago. The director who many believe was fed classified information by government insiders to prepare humanity for contact, has returned to the subject of extraterrestrials at the exact moment 3i Atlas makes its closest approach to Earth. December 19th, 5 days from now, the same week his trailer drops. The same week an interstellar object that Harvard's most controversial astrophysicist calls a potential alien mothership passes within 167 million miles of our planet. Coincidence? Perhaps. But by the end of this video, you will understand why millions of people no longer believe in coincidences when it comes to disclosure. And what I am about to reveal will fundamentally change how you see everything unfolding around us right now. If this is your first time here, hit subscribe and like. Now let me know in the comments where you are listening from tonight.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for that. No tax on tips, no tax on overtime, no tax on Social Security. The White House. Thank you, President Trump. And for all of those people who say Trump is not fit, let's just take a look at who they put up last.
Making sure that we're able to make every single solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do with the COVID. Excuse me, with dealing with everything we have to do with. Look, if we finally beat Medicare, we're trying to provide housing for Black Americans. The impact on the choice, the idea that they're gonna. I'm proposing that everybody the millionaires pay 1%. So no one I've not raised the cost of Social Security for anybody. I got my handicap, which when I was vice president, down to a 6. And wants to get rid of the ability of Medicare us to be able to negotiate drug prices with the big pharma companies. What I'm going to do is fix the tax system. For example, we have 1,000 billionaires in America. No one was hurt. No one Israeli was accidentally killed, and it stopped. And I'm going to continue to move until we get the total ban on the total initiative relative to what we're going to do with more border patrol and more asylum officers.
Wow. Yeah, he was terrible. Can anyone believe that the Unselect Committee of Political Hacks and Thugs illegally and criminally deleted and destroyed all information having to do with their investigation into January 6th? The reason they did this is because it all came out my way. I was proven innocent and they were proven to be liars and cheats. They must be held accountable and pay a very steep price. I agree. Here's Bronco put this out. Nice cartoon. Here's the crying Democrat donkey here, crying for all the drug boat traffickers that were targeted, but he's ignoring the over 300,000 people a year, Americans killed by drugs by those traffickers. Doesn't care about that. He only cares about the people doing the breaking the law, because that's their brethren. Oh, have you seen the new Back to the Future trailer? It's a nice trailer. Oh, if I had a DeLorean, I would like a trailer like that too. Oh, yeah. And Thomas Jefferson, he always says very interesting things. Let's see. If serving in an elected office ever becomes a career, corruption will surely follow. And you are correct. And it did. But that's why superheroes pop up. Here's a great one right here. Underdog. Check it out. What a great show that was. Yeah. Underdog. Imagine that. Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem, the Democrat Party, via the Biden-Harris terrorist administration, picked up over 700,000 illegal aliens from all over the world, put them on private jets, and escorted them to the city of their choice at the taxpayers' expense, including luxury hotels at $6,000 a month, and sex change operations, and as a bonus, aided and abetted illegals who committed crimes by paying airfare to move them from one Democrat city to another to evade law enforcement. Unreal. Unbelievable. U.S. brings in a record $200 billion from new tariffs, U.S. Customs says. Epoch Times. Thanks, Epoch Times. 5-year bump from James Woods. The left can put whipped cream on Schmidt all they want, but 70 million Americans are outraged about this befouled election. We don't accept this fraudulent result, and none of us is inclined to bury the hatchet with a mob that lied, cheated, burned, and looted to get their way. He's always very eloquent with his words. Oh, look at this. From Wholesome Memes. We love wholesome memes. The husband asked to be present during the process of the wife giving birth, but during the process, he fainted. This is the wife in labor taking a selfie to show him afterwards. You fainted. She looks pretty happy about it. She's got one on him now. Oh, look at this. These are little flyers put out by Sun Records back in the day. Back in 58, 59. Let's see. Jerry Lee's back and Sun has got him. Loving up a storm. Big blonde baby. Jerry Lee Lewis. America's most dynamic showman. Sun Records. And new and already headed for the top. Luther played the boogie. Thanks a lot, Johnny Cash. America's favorite country boy. Yeah. And here's this worthless trans Tifa person at Brown University that probably is the guy, Mufasta Karbach. Yeah, I think that's him. I think that's him. In the United States, the first dose of hepatitis B vaccine and vitamin K shot are given within the first 24 hours of birth. Over 11,000 newborns die in the U.S. every year from that shot. Not SIDS, VIDS. Oh, here is a story that's just incredible. I don't have time to read the whole thing, but in Kemptville, Ontario, Canada, 1998, Ryan Herjak was 6 years old, sitting in his first grade classroom when his teacher began talking about something that would change his life forever. And what she was talking about was how kids in Africa don't even have clean water, and they're dying over there. And it only cost $70 to put in a well that would save these children's lives. Well, he went home because it had a price tag on it, and he started doing chores. He got that $70, and he contacted that company that his teacher talked about that does these well drillings. And they said, well, the cost of the metal part that goes in the ground is $70, but there's a whole infrastructure around that. The whole cost is $2,000. So what did he do? He doubled down and started saving more and doing more chores. Other kids noticed, his brother and other kids in the neighborhood, they got going on it. And within a year, they had the $2,000. And to this day, they're still doing it, and he's helped over 1 million people get water. And he talked his mom and dad into going to Kenya to see where this first well was, and they were chanting his name. And so, wow, what a fantastic thing this kid did. He took it onto himself to help these people, and he did. And it's just amazing. It's a heartfelt story, and just incredible. And they've helped. Let's zoom down to the bottom here. Look at that's how long this is. So the kid was born May 31st, 1991 in Kemptville, Ontario. Age, he started was 6 years old in 1998. First well, January 1999. Primary School Uganda Foundation established 2001. Ryan's Well Foundation. Impact, 1,700 plus projects, 1 million plus people served with clean water. Current role, Executive Director, Ryan's Well Foundation. Still active, still working, still proving that compassion combined with action can change the world. If a 6-year-old can do it, what's stopping the rest of us? One child, one question, 1 million lives. Isn't that incredible? I just think that's just wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful. Thank goodness for kids like him making a difference in the world. My fellow Americans, I love it when he says that because that's what Q said he was going to say. Yeah, yeah. And Gil Gerard passed away. Of course, that's Buck Rogers. And this robot that he had, beep, 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 that was also a Mel Blanc vocalization that Mel Blanc did for this robot. So Mel Blanc even did the robot on Buck Rogers. And Gil Gerard, I don't know if this is true or not, but so Gil Gerard, this guy right here who was the star of the show, Buck Rogers in the 25th century or something like that, he was a gas station attendant. He was pumping gas in LA. And some executive saw him and said, "Hey, we're looking for a guy like you. Can you act?" I don't know. I never have. They put him in the suit and boom, he was great. Now he passed away. So he was 82 years old. The Clinton Crimes Syndicate. Here is Steven Spielberg's Disclosure Day trailer. Check it out.
If you found out we weren't alone, if someone showed you, proved it to you, would that frighten you?
Good morning, Kansas City. Let's take a look at today. Let's today is today's
People have a right to know the truth. It belongs to 7 billion people.
What is it?
You wouldn't believe me if I told you. So I'm going to show you.
What are you gonna do?
Full disclosure to the whole world. All at once.
People keep wondering. Encountering the unknown.
They're coming! They're coming!
They are starved for the truth.
Do you think there could be others?
Why would he make such a vast universe? Yet save it only for us?
Very spooky, huh?
If you found out we...
Interesting, huh? Well, we'll see how it goes. Oh, what's this? From Jeff Foxworthy, Winter Olympics Redneck Division. Oh, look at that. I'd wear those. Oh, yeah, that'd be fun. Go skating in those. Too cool for school. And new docs show that Hillary Clinton was protected. Yes, we already know that. President Trump designates fentanyl as a weapon of mass destruction. That's pretty good, too. Pretty good. Oh, yeah, we already heard that. Breaking Florida's law banning sexualized drag performances for children is now officially in effect following a court victory. Governor Ron DeSanctimonious signed the measure in 2023, and it's been tied up in legal challenges ever since. Those challenges just failed. Good. We don't need creepy people like this queerdo right here hanging all over the kids, and yuck. Disgusting. Trump files powerhouse $10 billion lawsuit against BBC. And there's our last show. So that's it, folks. And that's going to be it for tonight. I saw something up here. Cap 78 Pack Peggy Dancer says, "Rip, rest in peace, Gil Gerard, Buck Rogers." Yes. And Soman Snowlock says, "As a kid, I always got Gil and Lee Majors confused as to who was who." Yes, they did look a lot similar, very similar looking people, weren't they? Definitely. You know, it's weird. $6 Million Man. You look at now, people have artificial knees and joints and stuff. It's no big deal, you know. Back then, I don't see how you could get more strength, though, because you're still attached to a human body. And Cap 78 Pack Peggy Dancer says, "It's like everyone must go through an NDE, near-death experience, all at once before they see what's going on. Sad." Yes, I think you're right. Oh, and look, Operation Shutdown says, "I will keep my camera pointed to the sky so I can take a picture of that crazy UFO and come on to the Truth Quest and talk about it." Yes. Yes. Wouldn't that be nice? Thank you. That's awesome. And Kathy says, "Good night, everyone." And I got to give my little message here. Thank you all so very much. Thank you all so very much. Exclamation points. There you go. Skylark says, "Thank you, Aaron." You're welcome, buddy. Then I said, "Thank you also very much." And then Suman Snowlock says, "I need to make sure I'm on time Friday." Okay, well, we'll look for you. I hope you are. And that'll be nice. And Cap 78 Pack says, "Thank you, Aaron. Very informative show tonight with your humor mixed in. God bless you all. Much love and peace in worldwide. Good night and see you Friday night." Thank you, Peggy. And thank you so much for your donation tonight to the channel. Thank you very much. And thank you to everyone who donates. And also thank you to Kathy for her recent donation as well. And Skylark says, "Good night, fellow Truth Questers." All right, and there we are. That's it. We'll see you on Friday, right around 9 p.m. Central, because we're just downrange of strange, where the outrageous is contagious, and the paranormal is, of course, the new normal. So keep your cameras, like Operation Shutdown said, keep your cameras pointed to the skies so you can take a picture of that crazy UFO and come on to the Truth Quest and talk all about it. Won't that be fun? Oh, we would enjoy that. Oh, okay. And Simon says, "Just say Simon, LOL. That's the character's story name. Birth name in books is Soman." Okay. Interesting. Well, thank you all so very much. Until Friday night at around 9 p.m. Central. Peace in. That's world peace, baby. World peace. Peace in.